Hey, welcome back to the How to Podcast series. It's Dave with you. Yep, we're here again. And guess what? Yep, it's true. We're bringing back an episode from the past. And you're like, Dave, why are you doing this? It's really important because this is a great episode. It's buried in the archives of the How to Podcast series. It's not a numbered episode. It was a daily Dave back in the day. And, I want to bring it forward because I want it to have new life. I want you to hear it. Most likely you haven't. And if you're brand new here, I pretty well guarantee you don't even know this episode exists. So to you and to most people, it's brand new. And because it's still got great value as far as how to podcast, and this is really going to help you, I think this is worth bringing forward into the more recent episodes. So I'm dragging it from the past into the present. And it's kind of a back to the future type thing, which is fine, but I hope you enjoy it. This is about taking pride in your podcast, taking pride in what you do, and doing the things that not everybody will see, but bring value to the content, bring value to the audience, and really caring about, at the end of the day, caring about your podcast, making it the most interactive and most memorable part of somebody's day. I got to tell you, podcasting is one of the coolest things you're ever going to do in life. And when you put the time and effort into your show and you're proud of what you've created, not in a vain way, but just in a way that says, I put my best into this and I'm improving as I go along. Here's that episode. 2 things that you can do today to make you a smarter podcaster. Some practical podcasting tips here for you on the How to Podcast series. Here we go. Glad to be here with you. I wanted to chat with you a little bit around how you, as a podcast host, can be the smartest podcast host in the world. In the world, he said. In the world. In a world. Yes, you can be an amazingly smart podcast host by doing a couple things every time you come to the podcast. Are you curious? How could I be the best, smartest podcaster in the world, Dave? There's a few things, all right? And I want you to think about this. First of all, I want you to focus everything that you do on your listener. When I sit down with my guests and I interview someone on my show, I do a pre-chat. We talk about the show. We talk about you as a listener. We talk about all the things that we're going to cover together. And why do we do that? Because I want to give a great conversation to you. And I want to build a bridge with my guest, between guest and host and guest. I want that relationship to be strong, super strong, like a bridge. A strong bridge has been built there. Because it's going to come through in the conversation because we've met each other, we've talked through it, we've made a plan, and we can do our best for you as a listener. So that's one way to be a smart podcaster, is put in the work behind the scenes that nobody sees. Put in the work behind the scenes that nobody knows about. It's funny, my wife and I just recently bought a rental property, and I'm scratching the paint off my nails on my fingers as I'm chatting with you right now. We went through and renovated this house, this 3-bedroom townhouse, to get ready for new tenants, and we've been working our butts off. That's why it's been a little quiet around the How to Podcast series, because we've been there working and painting and plumbing and new flooring and all the stuff, right? And one thing I've noticed by the amazing trades that came in, electricians and plumbers and stuff, is the skill that they have. And I remember talking to this one guy who used to do for painting, and I said to him, man, you're like an expert at what you do. I'm like, do you ever autograph your work? Kind of like a joke, smiling. He says, yeah, I always autograph the wall first, and then I paint over it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. He's like, yeah. He says, my paintings stick out for themselves. My ability to paint your house, you'll know it was me that did it. And I love the pride that he has in his work, that he just knows that when you see a house painted by him, it's like, oh, so-and-so painted this place, right? I work for a place like a property management company, and I had to do store windows, clean store windows on a downtown street. Now you're talking multiple windows, different heights, up and down the street. And my boss would get in his car and take a drive, and he could tell where Dave has been and where Dave hasn't got to yet, just by the windows. Because my windows would shimmer. Like birds hated them. They'd fly right into them. Because I took my time and I really did my best to make these places look great. Even if the place was abandoned, the store was not even opened, I still did the windows. And you could drive down the street and you would know exactly where I had been. I took pride in my work. I took pride in my cleaning of windows. Because it was something that people could actually see the process from before and after. And I taught my kids this when they were little, that even if people can't see what you've done behind the scenes, do your best. So my oldest son works for a home builder. And I was telling him, like, when you do things behind the wall, do it as if somebody's going to see it someday. Don't be lazy. Don't throw garbage behind the wall, or clean up. Do your best. Make people go, wow, that guy is good. And take pride in what you do. And I think as podcasters, if we want to be smart, we're going to take pride in the work that we put into our podcast, because it's going to show in everything that we do. Great interaction with your audience is genuine. It's not given to somebody else to do for you. We use AI tools to benefit what we do, but not do the things we do. We use the tools, we build our community, but it's all around our genuine connection with our audience. That makes a smart podcaster. What else makes a great smart podcaster? And if you host a podcast that interviews people, here's the key to all this. And here's something I want you to do in your next episode. All right? So you got to lean in here a little bit. This came across recently, and I love it. And the comment was, the shorter the question to your guest, the smarter the host. The shorter the question to the guest, the smarter the host. When you ask your guest a question, do you give them a long explanation around why you're asking the question? Does your one question turn into 5? Are you confusing your guest with all this preamble? The shorter the question, the smarter the host. How long are your questions when you interview a guest? Are you asking like this long question? Because I can tell you, your guest is a little nervous for being on a podcast, especially if it's their first time on a show. They want to do great on your show, and they get lost in the lengthy questions you ask. So a smart podcaster asks very short, concise questions, not these long things that go on and on and on. You want to be a smart podcaster, ask shorter questions. So how'd that make you feel? What did you do next? Who's that? Who inspired you? Instead of, so I want to ask you about your book and the fact that you had this long journey to write this book. And it seems like when I did my research that you really do enjoy talking about your topic. And it's great to have you on the show. And I really wanted to get deeper into the fact that as a child, I know that you were really challenged with writing. And we're going to get into the journey of your book and all of the great things. And I would love to know, who inspired you in the beginning of the stages of writing your book. And, who would you say today is the one person you look up to? Because I know for me, it's really all about, that one person that I really do enjoy and I follow. And getting back to my question, as you grow as an author, as a podcaster, I'm just curious that if you've ever had any setbacks, have you ever been challenged to try something new? And what was your thought process in that? And how did you develop yourself to become a better you? Because I think all of us would agree that becoming a better you is a good thing. So great to have you on the podcast. And, I really get your insights on all of the things that make you you, because you're just such a fascinating person to talk to. Welcome to the show. And can you just explain to everybody what you do? How did that feel? Do you remember everything I just asked? No, I don't even remember it. I just said it all. Instead, your guest answers your question. And they leave the door open a little bit in their answer. Get in there. So You said it, you had a hard time writing this book. Why? And then be quiet. Just ask why. When you say that you felt like you were an imposter, what made you feel like that? And then be quiet. Ask short questions. If you want to be a better podcaster, a better interviewer, be attentive, listen to your guests, follow the conversation, don't stick to a script of questions that don't allow for true conversation. I really think we need to rethink the fact that we're interviewing someone and say we're having a conversation with someone. So instead of saying, today I'm interviewing so-and-so on my podcast, today I'm having a conversation with so-and-so on my podcast. It might seem like semantics, conversation versus interview, but I think the more conversation we have, the less interview we have, makes for a better experience for everyone. The guest, for you, the listener. All these things work together to make your show better. So there's a few ways that you, as a podcaster, can be more effective, smarter, and make your podcast stand out compared to all the other shows. Because when you go listen to a show, I'm sure you're going to hear things and you go, wait a minute. They're not wrong. They're just different. And I want you to find what's right for you. So for me, I'm going to try to ask shorter questions of my guest. Pinpoint, concise questions without the preamble, without the explanation of why I'm asking the question. Just get to the question. So there you go. If you need help with your show and you're like, hey, Dave, are you available? Yeah, I'm available. And I'd love to help you over at howtopodcast.ca. Calendar's there. SpeakPipe is there. Buy Me a Coffee is there. I'm there. All of the coolest kids in the world are there. You know, the cool kids, the podcasters. Yeah, we're all there. The meetup is there. Oh, it just goes on and on. The podcastforfree.com listing of all of the free tools that I use for podcasting that you can use. That's there as well. Oh, there's so much for you. I don't even know how we can fit it all onto one website. Well, but it's there. howtopodcast.ca. Go check it out. Would love to spend some time with you. As a listener, you are my new friend that I haven't met yet. So come on. Calendar link's right there. You and I can have a virtual coffee and talk podcasting and nerd out. Like, let's nerd out, everyone. Look forward to talking to you over there. Thanks for being part of the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to pull a piece of archived How to Podcast wisdom forward into today. And I hope that this podcast finds you well and that you find your spot as a podcaster. And again, if you need any help at all, I'd love to be in your corner. There's a lot of people that are fighting for your attention in podcasting. I hope that you found your home here on the How to Podcast series. And I can't wait to meet you. Thanks for being here. Talk soon. Okay, so some bonus stuff here at the end. Thanks for sticking around. Like you're like the most important person to me. I'm so thrilled that you're still here. This is the bonus stuff I put at the end of the episode to encourage listeners to listen longer. So you're proving my point by being here. It's kind of like that sign on the bus bench. This is you just noticed this advertisement. You proved that it works, right? Yeah, you proved that this works by sticking around. So thanks. The question about long form video on YouTube and video podcasting in general. Dave, your thoughts? For me personally, here's my approach. I use YouTube and I do an audio version of my show on YouTube, which makes all the gurus run into the wall at full speed. They don't like that at all. But for me, it works. It's something I can be found. I can store my episodes there for free. There's no cap. There's no limit. I can do as much as I want on YouTube, and it's, again, free. And it helps people to find the show. I've actually had people find this podcast and then move to another listening app and listen elsewhere. But they found me through YouTube, so I know it works. And I use it as a advanced listen for my audience and also a listen for my guests, so they don't have to wait for a couple months for their episode to go live. It's got a lot of wins, and it's free. So I connect my podcast hosting site to my YouTube channel so it automatically uploads when it goes live everywhere else. That's what I do. So for me, audio is great on YouTube. I know it's not popular. It's not how YouTube was designed. I get all that, but it works. So don't argue with what works, okay? And all those gurus can just stop emailing me about this because it works for me, and I'm sorry it doesn't work for you, but your way is not always the right way. Just saying. Hence why this show exists, by the way. Yeah. If you look at the listener time, watch time on YouTube for a video talking head interview, you'll see that people don't stick around a lot. Not enough to warrant the time it takes to make a video podcast, in my humble opinion. It's okay, but it's not great. You're going to see people dropping off in the first minute or so of a 45-minute conversation, and you went through and you edited out all of the ums and the ahs, and you made it look so beautiful. But people aren't watching it. Your retention rates are terrible on YouTube for long-form content. That's my personal view from my own show. Your show may be different. Great, come on the show and let's have a conversation because I need to learn from you. But for my show, video podcasts have very low return on my investment for my time, for all the extras to do video. So I will do video when it's requested. It's pushed down to the bottom of my list of everything else I have going on in my life, but I will do it if I need to. And I do see a benefit to video, yes, but I don't see people sticking around watching, intently watching, right? Like on purpose watching, not in the background watching, not I'm looking at my phone while I'm listening to the video of YouTube. No, I mean like people staring at the screen watching. It's not great. So for me personally, that's what I do. I do audio. That's my main focus. I just tell people I'm an audio first podcaster, and then everything else is second, third, fourth, fifth, and 187th on the list. So that's my approach, and it's been working. Now, things may change in the future. I might listen to this episode years from now and be in a totally different space. But by then, there might be better tools. There might be more focus on video. Right now, for me, it doesn't work for my shows. For your shows, you need to make the right call for you. You're going to spend time, neither time or money are the two things you're going to spend when it comes to podcasting. You're either going to spend a lot of time doing it, or you're going to hire somebody to do it and pay them. So your choice, but there better be a great return on investment for your time and your money. So keep that in mind. If you have any questions, howtopodcast.ca. Thanks for sticking around. See you tomorrow.